Hey everyone, it's More Crafts back for another video. Um, it's been a while. Uh, so I think I'm gonna do the life stuff to start with. I believe this is episode. Would have thought I would have looked this up before I started, but I didn't. So this is episode number 17. I thought that was it, but I wasn't sure. So this is episode number 17. And I have a lot of stuff to show. I do have some admin to go over. I do have a Facebook shop where I sell stitch markers, project bags, friendship bracelets, beaded earrings. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 boards behind me. This one over here on the door is my stitch markers, beaded stitch markers that I've made. That one is my earrings, and that one over there is my friendship bracelets. I did post a lot of new stuff in the shop. I have bags in there. I have a picture of my 3 boards individually. So my stitch markers are, you pick any 3 for $15. My beaded earrings and my friendship bracelets are $10 each. So a pair of earrings is $10 because they do take quite a long time to bead because they're tiny beads, and my friendship bracelets are $10 just because it takes a while to actually make them the length that they need to be. So yeah, message me if you're interested. I didn't do them take individually pictures for my earrings, stitch markers, and bracelets. I just took a picture of the boards. And I took individual pictures of my bags. I have some zipper bags, they're like the little Notion pouches. I have some tote bags. I have some bigger bags. Have some small bags. The small bags would be perfect for if you're knitting a hat or if you make socks. Some bags have handles. I have some bags have pockets in the inside. Some bags have drawstrings. Some bags have snaps. If you're interested, in one of the bags, message me because my prices. It was hard for me to figure out how to write all the prices down. So message me if you're interested in one of the bags, and I will tell you the price of them. That's just how we're gonna do it. I'm trying to do it like small, medium, and large. So, just message me if you're interested in a bag, and I'll let you know the price. But I have a lot to talk about today. It is probably going to be a long video. I just also decided that it is now Wednesday, the 13th. It is 12:59 in the morning, so basically 1 o'clock in the morning. My surgery was Monday. I slept all day Monday, got up about 10:30 yesterday. So yeah, surgery went very well. I did not get sick from the anesthesia this time. I gotta go back in 2 weeks, which is the 27th, for them to check it and make sure everything's fine. Or make sure the incision is fine. They did send it out to get tested. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them about make sure, it wasn't cancerous or anything like that. They had a hard time finding an IV port or a spot to put the IV in. They did finally find one right there. They stuck me twice in this area here. As you can see, it's a little black and blue. And they drew blood in the crease of my arm. So they stuck me 2 times in this spot over here, and then they finally got it there. I have a nice black and blue. Looks pretty colorful. It's a little tender. The incision does not hurt. It is about an inch. I have 6 stereo strips on it. I guess the stitches are in the inside. I'm not gonna show you because it is quite in a weird spot. It's like right here. It is very itchy already. I think I might have they had some type of saran wrap stuff, like a piece of it looked like saran wrap. It was clear, and they had it over it, and I was able to take that off yesterday, and now I have a red ring around where it was, so I think I might have been allergic to it. But other than that, I did get a little nauseous. Grandma and I had some running around to do after my surgery, and we were walking through Sam's Club, and I did get a little bit nauseous walking through Sam's Club. Probably shouldn't have been walking through Sam's Club. But then the rest of the places that Graham had to go, I stayed in the car because I just couldn't do it. But other than that, surgery went very well. Took me I had to be there at 5:45 in the morning. I didn't get into surgery until 7:20. And I was out of there by 9:30 or so, I think it was. So I was there for quite a while. But enough with that. Wow, this eye looks really weird. Don't they? I have no makeup on. Oh well. So, like I said, I have a lot to show. I guess I should have brought my whips over. I'll be right back. It'll be a second for you guys. Okay, I'm back. So I've been busy these last couple weeks. So I have a lot of whips, but a lot of them are big whips. I have a lot of blankets going on right now. So I'm going to show you the non-blanket items first. So the first one I'm going to show you is I have an Everygirl sweater started. This one's going to be for a little kid. I decided to make some Everygirl sweaters for little kids. So if you watch me from any length of time, you know I love the Everygirl sweater pattern. It's by Hooked On Homemade Happiness. There is a YouTube tutorial here for the large on YouTube. And she also has a blog or a website. I think it's a blog that you can get it for free. And she has it on Ravelry too for, I think it's $6. I did buy it because I use it all the time. So I have the start of the 2 panels done. Or I have them started. This isn't going to be how big they are. And I just have a basket full of random colors that I will eventually use. This one is going to be boy themed. So I have this blue. It's like a denim-y blue. I have gray. I have 2 different kinds of orange in here. I have this blue. And I have, can I grab them both? And I have these 2 greens. Won't probably need all of it, but I just grabbed a bunch of boy colors and stuck them in a bag so that I can make some boy sweaters out of them. If I don't use all of the colors in the one sweater, then I will use this boy colors for another sweater. So these are the baskets that I made from a Pamela's Adoring Crochet. Pamela, if you watch this, I am so sorry for your loss. I don't know if she watches my channel or not, but I wouldn't imagine so. She is a much bigger YouTuber than I am. The next one I have to show you. Oh, I'm using a 5mm hook for that, and I always use a 5mm. That's what the project calls for. The pattern calls for, so that's just what I use. I am working on a twisted kraken hat, or kraken hat, I guess is how it's pronounced. It is by the Twisted Hatter. So I have one tentacle. I have all the I have one side of the tentacles done, and I'm working on the second one, which is the suckers. So I really want to get working on this again because it's been put on the back burner for a while, and I'll just try it on. So it wears like this. It's a little crooked, and then you have this one. You have two in the front, and then you have the other two in the back. So you have the two shorter ones in the front, and then in the back you have the other ones. And this is coral, and I'm using black for the tentacles. And then once I get the tentacles done, then I have to do the eyelids and then the eyes, and then everything will be done and I can just put it together. That's living in another basket. And this third whip is a blanket that I'm working on. So I picked out my mom's best friend picked this out for me for my birthday this year. And I'm using, there's like 3 different hook sizes that you have to use with the Twisted Kraken. I think it's a 6.5, a 5, 5.5, and maybe even a 4. I don't have the pattern over here with me, so I couldn't tell you. But I think there's quite a few hook sizes that you have to use with that pattern. The Super Saver Ombre in it is the color Jazzy. I'm using that color, light raspberry, and white. And I am making a baby blanket. Join as you go. So I'm basically repeating these 3 rows here. So it goes Jazzy, white, light raspberry, white, Jazzy. Then the second row is white, light raspberry, Jazzy, light raspberry, white. And then the third row is rose, Jazzy, white, Jazzy, light raspberry. I call it rose, but it's like light raspberry. To me, it just reminds me of a rose color. And then I just started this one here. So this is Jazzy, white, light raspberry, and then I'll do white, and then Jazzy again at the end. And I don't know why I put this stitch marker in here. It's one of my beaded ones that I kept for myself. And honestly, I feel bad for keeping them for myself. Like, I went through and collected all the ones that I liked, and I feel bad for keeping them for myself when I originally made them for selling them. And I might just take them out and put them back on my board to sell them. And I feel bad about that. Because I literally did just pick every one I like for myself out of there. And I feel bad for it. But anyway, so that's my pink Granny Square blanket. And I was having a hard time picking pink to go with this blanket, and my mom helped me. She's a big help when it comes to picking colors out. Some of the colors that I would put together, she really, she does not like the color combinations that I pick out. Watching her face sometimes when I'm like, do these two colors go together? And she makes a face, makes me laugh. So, I have that one. And then I have, I told you I have a lot of blankets. So not only do I have that Granny Square blanket going, I also have two other ones going. And these ones are just random balls of yarn that I have laying around. And they're going to be quite big. I had to go to the Dollar General to buy, this is funny, I had to go to the Dollar General to buy a tape measure because all of the ones I have around here are basically for sewing. So they only go up to 60 inches. And these blankets are definitely going to be a lot bigger than 60 inches. So I needed to go to the Dollar General just to get a tape measure. So this blanket is made up of squares 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I did not weave ends. I'm doing it row by row. So this blanket is made up of 6 rows of granny squares. And this is going to be a pretty big blanket because I made it 7 squares across. So I wanted it big enough to go like on a twin bed. So it will definitely be big enough to go on a twin bed. So I have that blanket going. And this blanket is really one of these blankets are really nice to work on when you're watching TV and you kind of have to pay attention to the show that you're watching, or you want to pay attention to the TV. And then I have this one here. Now this one is made with, I think, 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this one is 9 row granny squares. And I'm going to add another square to one of the ends to make it 5. So, and I apologize for saying it's like my first time. But yeah, so this one will be a nice size blanket too once I get more worked on it. And I did start another square, but I have no idea. Jesus. All the granny square blankets that I am currently working on, I am using a 6mm. Granny squares in a 6mm just seem like the perfect hook to use, and that's what I like to use when I make granny squares is 6mm. And I have one more blanket, and this one I have to get a lot of yarn out for. So I'm just going to throw that over there because it is a pixel blanket. And I am going to show you all of the yarn first. And then I will show you the blanket progress. And then I'll show you what it's going to be. So I'm using Pole, which is my favorite color of yarn. I had like 15 skeins down at Graham's. So the blanket I am making is actually a bracelet pattern on braceletbook.com. And I saved the pattern to my to-dos because I originally wanted to make a bracelet out of it, but for some reason I cannot grasp the concept of alpha bracelets. So I saved all of these, so the alphas go, you have one string and you go back and forth. Normal bracelets, you use 2 strings to make a knot. And then, so like, say you have 7 knots across the first row, the second row will only have like 6 knots across or something like that. So anyway, I saved all of these alpha bracelets. You can use them for wall hangings and things like that. And I saved a lot of them. Well, I decided, I was thinking the other night, I'm like, I wonder if I could make them into blankets, like crochet blankets and stuff. And I was trying to figure out, like, what would be the best way to make them into blankets. Like, I was thinking corner to corner, but then I'm like, no, that's not going to be a very big blanket if I make it corner to corner. Then I was thinking, well, maybe I could do a grafghan, but that's even going to, like a single crochet grafghan. I said, that's going to be even smaller yet. So I decided to do little granny squares, 1 row granny squares with a 6mm hook. And that's what I did. Well, that's what I started. So I'm using pink. This is bubblegum. Bubblegum, big twist. Black, big twist. Deep red, big twist. Varsity gold, big twist. And baby pink, Red Heart Super Saver. So I'm using all of these colors. Can you guess what it is yet? So here is my progress. And I said don't mind the ends because I'm weaving them in 1 row at a time. So here's my progress. I am currently in the middle of row 4. And I stopped because I was getting tired at Graham's. I started this one Friday and I was getting tired. So I decided to put it away before I made a mistake. Because you know how you're crocheting and you can feel yourself getting tired, but you always say, 1 more row or 1 more square or something along those lines. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to mess it up. So this is my progress. I measured it, and I can measure it again. So I think when I measured it at Graham's, it was like when I did the first row, it was like 36 or 37 inches. Yeah, it's like 37 inches. So that'll be a good size baby blanket. And then I think I'm gonna put if I have any gold left, I'm gonna put some kind of border around it. I think gold would be the best color. Did you figure out what it was yet? So that's my last whip. And now I'm going to show you what it's going to eventually be. So it is going to be, turn all my brightnesses down on my phone. So it is going to be this blanket right here. This little Winnie the Pooh and Piglet blanket. I was originally going to try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace because I have some of my crochet finished items on there. But my grandma already has somebody in mind for it. So yeah, I don't know. Now we are going to get into finished objects. And I literally have a tote full of finished objects. I'll show you. So, the one on top is a little turtle I made. This pattern is by Katie. Katie Dids Crafts. She's on Etsy. So yeah, he has a little tail. But yeah, he is for the donations. Mom tried to claim them as always. But I used... Oh, I didn't bring... Where's my book? I have been keeping track of everything that I've been working on. So I used light green for his shell, Aaron and sage for his body, and I used, I think, 12 millimeter safety eyes, and I used a 3.75 hook for it. I'm just gonna shove that in my bag. I'm gonna pull this out so it's easier. I also made this little dino. He will be for sale on Facebook Marketplace once I take more pictures of him. And he comes with an egg. The only thing I have to do to the egg yet is sew a button on. And this is also by Katie. And I used spring green and aqua for him. And he just sits in his little shell, or his little egg. It is extremely hot in here. He sits under like that, and then you use a button. And like I said, that's the only thing I have to do is sew a button on him, and then post him, and he'll be done. I use a 3.75 on him too, and I don't remember the size eyes I used. The next amigurumi is I finished my rainbow unicorn. She has green eyes. Mom picked them out. And she has rainbow curls and rainbow tail. So yeah, she's cute. She's for also on Facebook Marketplace for sale. So yeah. This is the 3-in-1 mod from Katie. And I just used random balls that I had for, like, scrap balls for her tail and stuff. So, there's that one. I also finished 2 Every Girl sweaters for myself. So there's this one here. And I'm not trying these on because I am, like, roasting. So, and I guess I can try this one on. They're basically both the same. But I'll try them on for you. Now, I did the sleeves. The sleeves are a little tight because I literally just finished it. And it has not been washed. Now, I did the sleeves kind of on the short side. I didn't want them fully down because the purple one I made, the sleeves are really long because it's stretched. But yeah. And I always make them longer than the pattern calls for because I like sweaters that cover the booty. So, and I used a 5mm hook for these ones also. But now that I showed them, I can hang this one and the other one in my closet. So I have that one. And then I have this one here. And the V-neck is my own. In the pattern, she has it go straight across. So it's basically like a box. But I'm not real keen on things up around my neck making me feel like I'm choking. So I made a V-neck. I make a V-neck on all of my sweaters now, especially my Evergirl sweaters. And this one is just super long, like the other one. So I made that one. I made a little girl sweater. And this one is, I didn't do the V-neck on this one. I just did it straight across, and that's what I'm going to do for all of the kid ones. So this one's definitely a little girl's. I was just using up balls of yarn that I had in my, over here. If you can see, I have a scrap ball tote, and that's where I get all of my Evergirl sweater colors to use up a lot of the yarn. So I have that one. I also did this one for a little boy. So, isn't it cute? I use a 5mm on those too. I did get, okay, so last weekend or the weekend before, I got in my closet at Graham's to see kind of what I had, and realized I did not need any more hats or scarves. So before I did that here at Mom's, I got my machine out and I made some hats on my knitting machine. Now, I did these before I realized that I do not need any hats, so they will be in my donation bin. And my hamper is falling. I also made this little blanket. It is blues and greens and white. So I did 4 row granny squares, and I did them 4 across and 5 down. And then I did like a block stitch border, I think is what it's called, where you do single crochets and chains, and then you do the granny stitch around. And I just used all 4 of the colors, separated by white, and it made a nice little car seat blanket. And the last thing I have to show you is this. I made this for Stephanie's Yarn Escape, her Attack of the Amigurumi 2022. Last month's theme was at the zoo, so I made her. Or him. Are you a girl or are you a boy? I don't know, Mom tried to claim this one too. She already has one, but she tried to claim it. And my last finished object is, if you remember, I was making this blanket for myself, but I really got tired of working on it, so I decided to turn it into a baby blanket, and it is this one. So it is finished. I don't think it needs a border. Mom doesn't think it needs a border, so I think it's perfectly okay. So this pattern the stitch pattern was from Pamela's Adoring Crochet. She did the essential crochet sweater, and it's basically you start with a double crochet, then you do a single crochet, double crochet all the way across, and then on the way you always start with the double crochet and you end with the single crochet. And I used a random number generator to figure out my rows, how many rows of each color I did, and what order the colors went in. So, that is all I have to talk to you guys about today. I am getting kind of tired, so I think I am going to go over, take my pills, and watch some TV. Well, first I gotta put stuff away. I hate when I do this. I hate when I do videos and late at night and then I have to put everything away. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in the beginning of the video, I have made a schedule for myself So Tuesday nights, I am going to do a regular video. Wednesdays, I am going to do a Whip Wednesday, at least try to, unless I get busy doing other stuff. Thursdays are going to be my off days. Me and my good friend Christina are going to Skype on Thursday evenings. That is the best day for both of us. So that's what we plan to do. And Friday I will be at Graham's, so I will be doing a video there either Friday night or Saturday night. So you'll be getting lots of videos from me, hopefully soon. So like I said, today's Wednesday, but it is early Wednesday. It's 1:32 in the morning. And I also forgot to put on the admin that I have a lucky scoop of stitch markers. So I went through and collected all of the stitch markers I've made and put them in this little box. It has a little rainbow on it. So these are all the stitch markers that I have made. And what this is if you order a lucky scoop from me, I scoop them out and you can get a lot. Like, I'll just give you an example. I just use my hand and I just go in and grab a little bit of a handful. So that's how much I grabbed in the little handful. And with that little bit of grab, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So in that little handful, you got 20 stitch markers. And I'm selling the lucky scoops for $10 because I made these stitch markers quite a while ago. And they didn't really sell very well. So I decided I love making regular stitch markers. But I don't use them as much as I use my beaded stitch markers. So I decided that I would put them in this little tiny box and do a lucky scoop for $10 for whoever would like to order one. And just because I counted 20 does not mean you will always get 20. Sometimes you might get more, sometimes you might get less. They're random in here. There's ones that have the lever backs, and there's also ones in here that have the lobster clasps. And it's quite full, if you see. But yeah, it's just a mixture. There's like hook sizes in here. There's like regular progress keepers. There's long ones. There's short ones. Whole bunch of varieties. There's polymer clay ones. This one is a Jack Skellington face. There's skulls. Like here's a long skull one. Here's a beaded paw print one. Just all kinds of ones. And here is my favorite. So it's an F bomb that I made. I used white paint and then I used clear nail polish to paint over it so that the F didn't come off. There's breast cancer awareness ones in here. Breast cancer awareness. I even threw in some beaded ones. These ones have the hook sizes on. There's a couple of them in here. Down here is another one. So that one was an H. This one is an L. So yeah, there's all kinds of ones in here. And I'm not using them, and hopefully somebody else will. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. And all of this stuff is posted to my Facebook shop. which I will put in the description box below. As well as I have a group over on Facebook for my podcast. It's More Crafts Podcast Group. So I will leave that in the description box below, as well as everywhere you can find me. So my PayPal will be on there if you wanted to donate to More Crafts so that I can get more stuff to show you on the channel. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. I feel like I have to sneeze. Hopefully it goes away. But yeah. So that's just some new stuff that's in my Facebook shop. So yeah, I am getting kind of tired, so I'm going to let you guys go. Sorry for the long video today, but I had a lot of stuff to talk about. And if you have any questions about anything that's in my Facebook shop, you can message me. The best place to get a hold of me is Facebook Messenger. But if you do not have Facebook, then the best place to get a hold of me is my email, and that will be in the description box also. As well as every other place to find me. So yeah. Oh, if you would like to join my podcast group over on Facebook, I would really love to have you. It's a place where you can post your works in progress, your finished objects, get some feedback, get some advice. It's not very active, and that's probably my fault. I've been posting a lot more on my personal Facebook than in my group, but that's all going to change. These blankets that I have going on, I am going to post them to my More Crafts Facebook group, just so that people can see what I'm working on, and maybe people will start posting what they're working on. So, but yeah, I'll talk to everybody later. Like I said, today is Wednesday, so I will be doing a Whip Wednesday today. I have no idea what I'm going to be working on. I just sold some of my stitch markers, so maybe I'll work on some of those today. That's another thing that I'm really curious about. So, my problem with beaded stitch markers is I usually have no idea what to make. I have tons of patterns, but my thing is I always keep going back to my favorite ones, which is unicorns, gnomes, rainbows. If you can and are interested, comment some of your favorite animals or things to give me some kind of idea about what to bead weave for my next, for more stitch markers. Because I have 5, 10, 15, 16, I have 17 empty slots now. So give me some ideas of what you would be interested, if you were interested in buying some beaded stitch markers for me, what you would be interested in buying. Because as of right now, my mind's kind of blank. Other than unicorns, and I have like 3 gnomes, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 gnomes, I have 3 skulls. Well, 3 skulls and then a different skull. I have flowers, I have butterflies. I have a pug, I have a guinea pig, I have a couple of jellyfish. I have a leprechaun. I have a couple different rainbows. I have a ladybug. I have a whale. I have a guinea pig. I think I said that already. I have a gingerbread and a ginger woman. That's kind of all I got right now. I need to definitely get some different ones up there. So yeah. Like I said earlier, I kept a lot for myself. I kept the ones that I like for myself. And so some of the ones that I want to remake are llama or alpacas. No. Yeah, I want to make some alpacas. I want to make some unicorns because I sold my last one. I have no idea. Those are like the only two that I can think of right now. And it's not like I didn't buy like a whole crap load of patterns. I absolutely most certainly did. And a lot of them, I don't even know if I colored in the pattern or printed them out. Because, like, and I buy all my patterns off of Etsy. Just because I like that's where the patterns are. Come on. I hate this thing when it tells me. I think my phone just froze. Like, I'm trying to look and see, like, what patterns I have. I have some leprechaun, or I have some other gnomes. One is holding a heart, one is holding a chick, and one is holding, a four-leaf clover. I have 2 cats I can do. I have, a Yorkshire Terrier dog. I have a Doberman. I have a Corgi. I have a Sheltie. I have a pug already. I have a French Bulldog. Who else do I have? I have a hedgehog. And I have a hedgehog. I have a unicorn poop. I have a hamster. I have a rhino. I have a horse. I didn't even forget I had the horse. I have a lion. I have a giraffe. I have little fairies. Just naming off a lot of them so I can give you an idea of what I have. And me naming them off, maybe you guys can put in the comments section, oh, we would like to see this one made, or we would like to see that one made, because I'm like at a standstill because I have all these patterns and don't know what to make. Oh, here I have a jellyfish, a kangaroo, a lemur. This one's a big one. Tell you these ones and then I promise I will let you go. I have snail, butterfly, caterpillar. I have a lot of Christmas ones. I have Christmas stockings. I have a gingerbread house. I have a teddy bear. I have a alligator, caterpillar, bear. I have a snowman and a Rudolph. A pumpkin and a ghost. I have a zebra and a yellow jacket. I have a witch. I have Christmas trees. I have guinea pigs. I have a guinea pig. I have, I named that one off my board. Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. I have an alien in a spaceship. I have a rainbow. I have a newt, a manatee, and Oranda, which is a goldfish. And that's it. So just give me some ideas. I'm sorry I just said all of that. But just give me some ideas of what you guys would like to see. Now, on Etsy, I do have a favorite shop where I buy all of my stitch markers. And I have some in my favorites list. Some of them I already got, but I have a couple more in my favorites list for bead weaving. Not as many as I thought, though. But and then I have like a whole ton of, I have a lot of patterns, bead weaving patterns, and like I said, I'm about ready to take the ones that I kept for myself and put on my board for purchase, because I feel guilty for keeping them for myself when I originally made them to sell. Anybody else do this? Let me know that in the comments also. If you think I should keep them for myself or put them on the board. Because I probably got about 12 for myself. I have one laying right here, and it's a rainbow guinea pig. See? Isn't he cute? So, that's one I kept for myself because I liked it. But yeah, I am so sorry I talked for 52 minutes. I really am going to let you go because I'm getting tired and I'm starting to babble. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell if you would like to be notified whenever I make a video. Alright guys, love you. Bye.